Over the coming year, there's a whole series of changes being brought into the welfare state and how benefits operate that are going to absolutely devastate this country. I think if everything goes through as the government intended to go through, a year and a half from now, we're going to be living in a different kind of place because of the levels of poverty and the knock-on problems through abuse, alcoholism, you can name it, that are going to result in taking people's incomes away. The first one that we're facing right now is the bedroom tax, which comes in at the start of next month. And this demonstration today is about putting pressure on the Scottish Government to act now to establish a no evictions policy for Scotland to make sure that nobody loses their home because the Tories have cut housing benefit.
There'll be 250,000 public employees from the PCS union on strike, not just against attacks on their pay and conditions, but a strike against this government, a strike against austerity. It's a union that represents a large number of people who work in job centres and in benefits offices who are on the front line of delivering these nasty Tory cuts. And the workers in those places are saying, collectively, we don't want to be responsible for this government. We want to bring this government down. So let's stand together, community campaigns and trade unionists, disabled activists and trade unionists against the Tory government. Say, bring Cameron down, let the bedroom tax be his poll tax. Thanks very much.
There are quite a few issues I think we need to wrestle with. We did that in the poll tax, but well, first of all we had to be in drafty rooms, 2 or 3 people saying, can we fight back? And what we did over that year in Scotland and then the year in England was defeat a major part of the Tories. And there's no question about it. Thatcher when we beat the poll tax. This is the scale. Those who stay, people will not come out or they're too apathetic and whatever. What actually happens is we start to mobilise. And in North Edinburgh, that's what we hope to do. To be part of a big army with mobilisation across Scotland and Britain. We've called a public meeting. We've got a speaker for Govan. We've got a speaker for the Information Centre. We're actually going to go, and we have now leafleted all the tower blocks. We're doing stalls. We're actually going to the shops and the big supermarkets in the area. We're leafleting the workplaces. You see, I went to a meeting the other day there, along with people from North Edinburgh Fights Back. It was in a local arts centre. It was called by Muirhouse Housing Association. Yes. You know what the Housing Association person said? In Muirhouse, that we are a business. That social housing and money that's paid to build houses and have 400 units in Muirhouse and a housing association is a business. Yes. Where did that happen? On whose bloody watch did that happen? On the 15 years of Labour, they did not put in legislation that allowed them people to think that they were a business. And you know what she said? Oh, there's a wee social enterprise plan. Do you think that we can get cheap renewal, people to get a wee van to shift? Do you think people in the community might want to get a wee fund together for some government, some funding, and get a big white van so they can move our people into crap warehouses? That's what she was talking about. Get up, rise out of poverty, get yourself a white van and move people or get chucked out their houses to another bloody house that they can't afford. How scandalous that they should stand in front of us and spew that rubbish. That's what's happening.